Welcome back to In the Garden. Today we're going to be talking about Japanese maples, and joined with me today is Craig from Grange Co-op. So just a little bit about these trees and kind of what makes them unique.
Yeah, so these are one that we get just so many people coming in looking for. A really unique plant. There is a Japanese maple for a lot of different types of environments. We have ones that are a weeping variety that stay kind of low profile and spread out, and generally those are ones that are going to take a little bit more shade, have a finer leaf. Usually they're going to be a green or a red color. Then we've got the more upright ones that maybe you'll get these to 20 feet tall, and they'll grow and be more of a traditional growing habit that you might see from a lot of other trees. But whichever ones you do, they're really cool plants, and just they make a real statement in the landscape.
And I know we've talked about other trees that, utilize shade or they take a lot more sun. So is that something you have to kind of be cautious about when buying one of these?
Yeah, so generally speaking, and there's a lot of different varieties, but generally speaking, there are some varieties that have a very fine cut leaf, a very, very thin cut leaf. And those varieties generally are going to take more shade. A lot of those are ones that you would see in weeping varieties have that more fine cut leaf, and a lot of those are going to take more shade. There are upright varieties that will take a lot more sun. It is important to talk to us when you come in and kind of tell us where they're going to be planted, because some say of the red varieties, they will grow fine in full sun, but some of the red varieties will kind of turn a little more green if they're in full sun. So it's important to kind of pick out some of the best. Bloodgood, this variety here, is one of the very best ones at planting in full sun and keeping its really nice red color.
And I do want to ask, maintenance for a Japanese maple, what does that look like?
There's not a whole lot to pruning because they're very slow growing. So you want to make sure that wherever you cut, you really want that cut because they don't grow back terribly quickly. One of the things to do maintenance-wise is to make sure and use a good acid fertilizer around them. They do like a little more acidity than a lot of the other plants do. So using an acid fertilizer around them, I always recommend doing that in the fall is the best time to do it. You can do more in the year, but I recommend if you're going to do it once, do it in the fall. They're a really good landscape plant, not super high maintenance. And like I said, there's nothing else like them to really pack a punch in the landscape.
And they also just look beautiful.
Yeah, they are really a really unique looking plant. If you have one, your neighbors will know what you have.
Alrighty, well thank you, Craig. And if you do want to go buy a Japanese maple, you can go to a Grange Co-op near you, or if you have any questions, go and talk to an expert like Craig.